Strange to learn, isn't it, exactly how people fall out along the way, particularly if you're in the inner circle of course, the former royal Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, a former actress that literally was, well, given the world inside the British monarchy. So much so, she had her sights set even higher. Now, we all remember that wedding, of course, in 2018 at St George's Chapel, but according to a very well-placed source, Meghan simply wanted something differently. And this particular individual, that's right, the recently disgraced Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury, was at the very epicenter of that particular story. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. You all right? We'll have a lovely wave. Nice to have your company, whatever you're doing. Do take care of yourselves out there. I've just been reading this thing about phone snatchers here in London. And as I say, I'm very, very careful. Where I am now, there are two wonderful boys from the cleansing department who are at either side. I make sure I surround myself. Absolutely. You have to be careful. And, I keep saying to people now when I'm walking on the streets, don't get your phone out. Don't have it visible. People will come past. Don't you worry, we'll get them floored here, won't we? Yes, they're too shy to come on camera. Lovely guys, let me tell you. Now let's get back to your royal story of the day. This particular man, well, will go down in history, some might say, for all the wrong reasons. He's been one of the most outspoken Archbishop of Canterbury's, well, in recent years. But of course, he's a man that also goes down in royal history, simply because of the plethora of wide of work that he's done. But it was recently his Rwanda kickback that upset so many people, and the repatriation of money, millions of pounds of money from his church. A lot of the money that he never raised, so you can understand why people got very angry. But truly, what's interesting when you scratch the surface, to coin a phrase from Meghan Markle, this really happened. Now, if you cast your mind back, of course, to 2018, we then found out later that the royal wedding wasn't necessarily to the suitability of the budding royal herself, Meghan Markle, a former cable TV actress. Now, you see, she wanted to be in the senior levels, right, and have her wedding at Westminster Abbey, which is only for senior members of the British monarchy. So you can understand, Her Majesty the Queen wasn't being difficult, she was simply going along with protocol. Now, there's nothing wrong with the beautiful St George's Chapel, steeped in royal history if you go back through the books. So many amazing events have taken place there, but no, not quite good enough for Meghan. Now, according to that source, as ever we have to say allegedly, she did a sort of charm offensive on Mr. Welby, basically stating that, she wouldn't mind if he could have a private word with the relevance inside the inner circle of the monarchy to make this happen. It would be a dream to be married in Westminster Abbey. It's every girl's fairy tale, isn't it? Princess, etc. Of course, Meghan then later said she didn't believe in all of that and never really wanted to be a princess. But you get the picture. She's pushing for what she wants at this point. Now, according to that source, Mr. Welby basically said it was impossible, it was royal protocol. Apparently, allegedly, Harry butted in too, basically saying it will be her dream. And let's not forget, at this particular period, Meghan was told that what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. This really she couldn't get and could not believe it, according to this source. Ultimately, she accepted St George's Chapel, and then of course the bon mot of only having the Prince of Wales walk her halfway down the aisle. So it came as something of a surprise, and this is from an excellent source inside the Archbishop of Canterbury's inner circle, to find that when Meghan and Harry sat down, the bombshell that he'd secretly married them was news to him. I mean, literally news to him. And according to that source, apparently Mr. Welby or the inner team felt that this was his payback for not being able to deliver exactly what Meghan wanted when Meghan wanted it, i.e. Westminster Abbey. You understand how this goes now. So while of course he steps away, literally licking his wounds and looking at a career now in disgrace, he will be remembered for this. But more importantly, some people might remember the fact, maybe Meghan and her inner circle, that actually he couldn't give Meghan what she wanted, and that was Westminster Abbey. So suddenly she'd had a secret wedding. You can imagine how this truly played out inside Lambeth Palace. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.